Hello, welcome to MGP324. I'm Sheepdog and I'm in Pab and Anna. Kev's gallivanting. How you doing, Pab? Pab and Anna.
I'm alright.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay,
You're
then.
Peb now, apparently, the pair of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We all good? Kev's not here. We get to do whatever we want.
Kev is in London
He's in
again.
Yeah. So last week you were off gallivanting. And this
I
week
had a
Kev's off gallivanting.
fantastic. He's at some kind of video convention, but I had a nice family-free weekend boozing it up with my mates from school. It was glorious. I played so many games, I could actually deliver some kind of gaming content on the gaming podcast we do for once. It's that shocking.
That is quite shocking, Sheepdog.
And a few of them are board games, but I think it counts just about. I'm going to make it count. I'm going to shoehorn it. But no, I had a really good time. Do you have a good week without me? I haven't listened to the show yet. I normally listen, but times you insult me, I'll say my name.
Yes. I think so.
It was alright.
I think last week was a good show.
Playing Division at some point and interrupted the show because I was going, no.
That's right.
Because I forgot I was on the show.
I do remember that now.
Sounds like a memorable one, and you forgot you were recording. We've all been there. I have been asked by Kevin to mention, I put it out on Twitter earlier, he would be outraged if I didn't remind everyone that the MGPX Indiegogo is still there. It has 9 days left and we are still 64% away from our target. As we've said time and time again now, if we don't hit the target, we can't do it. We haven't got any money. We're skint. So unless you want it and fund it, we can't do it. And, you know, yeah, that's the long and short of it. I think you've known us long enough now to know we can be honest with you, and it ain't going to happen if we don't get there, which is a shame. But if we can get there, just go to Indiegogo, search MGPX, and it's there. Just if you want to go, buy a ticket. I'll do the raffle once we've got confirmation it's existing. Other than that, 9 days to go. I kind of want us to get there. I want to get to the tap again with all you lovely lot and try all their ales and just see Pumbaa drink so much gin. It makes me feel better about my own alcohol problems. Nah. I have a bone to pick with you, Anna. I wanted to have this out with Kev, but he's not here, so you're going to get the brunt of this. You two, mainly him, made a big song and dance about becoming vegans a month ago. A big song and dance.
I didn't. I never claimed I was a vegan.
Well, Kevin did a fair few videos about this to the point where it appeared on my friend's radar and my wife's radar, and both of them independently came to me and said, you know, it is the best way you can save the planet this year by becoming vegan and limiting the amount of meat you eat. And I had told them both to basically do one. And then we got onto the conversation again the next day, and again, I just told him to do one. And then the next time it came up, I basically said, look, the only bit I particularly care about at the moment is the ocean. I think, you know, if I can limit the amount of damage I'm doing to fish, I'd feel a bit better. So they said, why don't you give up tuna then? And I was like, yeah, that's pretty simple. It means getting rid of the tin of tuna in the cupboard, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. It doesn't feel like a major life decision. So then my wife said, what about chickens? I said, what about chickens? And she said, well, you know, they're not very well kept, are they? They're not looked after. The farmers kind of abuse them. And I was like, only the battery ones, you know, the free range ones run around all day. And she said, yeah, but are they happy? And I said, I don't know. I've never thought about it before. She said, well, why don't we give up chicken? And I thought, well, I don't eat chicken. Yeah, go for it. Fine. How often do we have chicken at home? Never. Do it. I'm not even going to notice. And then I realised that I have a chicken and bacon sandwich every day at work. Every single day. I only realised the next day when I went to get it, and I thought, no, promised I wouldn't have chicken. So I looked, and there was basically chicken and salad, chicken and bacon, chicken and stuffing, chicken and mayo. Bloody hell, Tesco's don't like chickens. Got out of the chicken section, and all there was tuna and prawns, and thought, no, I can't even eat them. So I looked, and they literally had egg sandwiches, salad sandwiches, and this really manky-looking wafer-thin beef sandwich. And I thought, I've been tricked by that before. I'm not having the beef one. It's basically like eating air. So I bought some kind of salad. I think it was, it was a cheese sandwich. That doesn't matter. Started making that my daily sandwich. I've not eaten meat for over a month now. It got to the point where at the weekend when I was away with my friends, they brought all the food out and went, "Oh no, the beef we bought wasn't big enough for the roast." And I was like, I've kind of stopped eating meat without realising over 3 weeks ago. So if you don't want to serve me any, that means more for you. And I'm like, "Oh, nice one." Then the same thing happened with the bacon. The same thing, like literally, they had a mistake with their Tesco order, but it meant I had to basically announce to my friends I'm now a vegetarian, and they were like, "Oh, nice one." And I just thought, I didn't make this decision. This has just happened, but because of you lot and your stupid demands and talking about being vegans, I haven't eaten meat in nearly a month, and it's weird. And I didn't really expect to be saying that, and it's utterly bizarre because I literally committed to nothing and said nothing. It's just happened that way. And now I'm interested to see how long I can keep it up. I kind of think that if I lose a load of weight out of it, I'll feel like king of the world. But it'd be quite funny. Just, I wanted to shake my fist at Kevin and say, "Damn you," because it's quite hard walking through. Tesco's hate animals. Bloody hell. I mean, the amount of chickens they hate. Everything's got, I found a salad and it had chicken in it for no reason. And I was like, this is insane. But, damn you both. It's been a weird month.
Excellent.
I've been holding that rant for 2 weeks. We can go straight into games because that's about all I have to rant about. I'm not going to start because I always end up starting and rabbiting on for yonks about whatever. So, do you want to start this week, Anna, or shall we leave it to Pab?
I've not played a lot because I've been waiting for Metro. So,
that's my fault, isn't it?
It is your fault. So, I was going to play The Division for the rest of the weekend, but Kevin decided I wasn't going to do that, and we went to London. So I didn't play any more of that, but what I played of it, I really enjoyed. We'll be getting it, won't be getting it on release because it's right in the middle of uni, and I need to put a lot of work into ethical reasoning, and that would boggle my mind. So I'm not even going to attempt buying that one at release. And the thing with Division games, at release, it's too busy, and and it's too buggy, and I'm not into that at the moment.
Wait, you run the risk of it dying down and only the hard being
No,
there.
because the first Division is still active. I can go on there, go onto the hard difficulty, and still find people to play with. And I haven't got time for bugginess or anything. Just I want to get into work, and that's it. I don't. And plus, I haven't got PSN network thing at the moment because, again, if I have it, that means I'll play it, which means if I'm playing Division, I'll play Fallout 76. I haven't played that since my PlayStation Plus has ceased, because I don't want to buy it, because if I buy it, I'll play it, and if I play it, I won't be doing work. So, Division was good. Not going to get it yet. I put on... What did I put on? Kingdom Hearts. I played that for a little bit. I don't really want to talk about it because it's spoiling. But now I'm at the part. I think I've been to every world that was featured, and now it's just basically saying go and find Mickey shapes in this area I'm in, and I'm like, why? Why?
They love a hidden Mickey, don't they? It's like a Disney thing.
You find them, and it gives you postcards that you send and gets you special crystals. But I don't know why that's the only thing it wants me to do. I don't think I finished the game, or maybe I have finished the game and didn't realise it because I don't know what's going on. I've no idea.
Did you have to do a rather major battle?
Yes, I did that, but I don't the story doesn't make. I don't know what's happening.
Was there a scene where loads of names titles rose up to the heavens in front of you while music played?
I don't think so, but someone turned up who's not supposed to be the way he was. Basically, he was a light, and now he's a dark. And
Michael Jackson turned up.
I don't know what's happened. So maybe I finished the game and don't know, and now it's just like, go and find these. I've no idea. So I'm just going to let that simmer a little bit and I'll play it and I'll go back and try and find them. I don't understand what was going on, but there was a big battle and there was names thrown around that I don't understand. So how this game is a 200-hour game, I don't know, because I've only played like 30.
Oh, well, okay. Well, unless it has got an epic end game like Mario Odyssey and things like that, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't know. I've no idea, because there's no definitive answer out there how long is this game. Because normally you could say, like, Resident Evil is like 8 hours, or, what's his name? Uncharted is 10 hours, but this has no definitive, so I don't know if that's the thing.
And the second you look it up, you'll end up seeing a spoiler.
Exactly, so I don't want to do that. So it's there, it's not going anywhere, it's a good game, it's all pretty, it's all nice, and yeah.
It does look glorious.
It does, okay. It is very good.
Hang on. There we go. So how long to beat? Main story, 27.5 hours.
Ooh.
See?
Main story and extras, 35.5 hours. Completionist, 57.5 hours. So
maybe
you have done it then.
I have no idea.
That's quite funny that you finished the game and you didn't know it.
That is mad.
It just says go and find Mickey emblems, and I'm like, all right, why? But I didn't want to go and have a look and see what. But I don't know.
It worries me when a game does that. I mean, the worst example of a game doing that to me, probably mentioned it a million times on this, was when my mate asked me where I was in Final Fantasy 13, and I said, I'm about like a quarter of the way through it. I'm at this point. And he said, mate, that's like right before the end boss. And I was absolutely shocked because I didn't feel like I knew any of the characters. I didn't feel like I had a clue what was going on. I didn't feel invested. I didn't feel like there was any kind of drama. I felt like I was just gadding about in the mid game, leveling up a bit before I found the story. And he was telling me I was done. So, I mean, I'm not saying that that's really how Kingdom Hearts has played out for you, but if you didn't really know that it was the end, then it hasn't done enough to grab you by the heart. And
it's because they basically, the story is 10 games long, and I haven't played probably 80% of these games, so I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what the story is. I know it's something to do with light and dark, and because all I cared about was
when you say
world.
10 games long, do you mean there's previous games in the series? Because if you do that, the third one, Kingdom Hearts 3.
All the there's 1.5 and there's
there's one.
There's multiple DS ones and mobile games count Sheepdog in this. So
crikey, okay. Yeah. I don't know why I'm trying to out-knowledge Anna on games. The gaming queen there, that's my mistake. But I kind of thought the name said it all, but obviously not.
No. This spans generations.
Oh, God, I remember I played the first and the second. I need to pick this one at some point, but it's one of those where it's just been too long. I kind of remember bits of it. I don't really remember why there's any connection to Final Fantasy other than they just go to those worlds, and I don't know.
I have no idea now, but I've not a clue.
It's such a weird combination.
There's cutscenes in this that are like 15 minutes long, and I'm like, hurry up, because I don't know what's happening, and I'm trying to follow, but
they called the ending.
I just sitting there going, what now? What? It doesn't explain anything, and because if you have to have played all these other games, nothing is explained, and you're like, what? It makes no sense, and it's funny in a way, because I'm only playing it now for the worlds, because the worlds are lovely. Like, one can be, like, one of them was, I wasn't in it for very long, but then there was another one that I was in there for like 3 hours, because it was just such a big area to go and explore, and I have to go and explore everything. So, and I don't want to spoil it because it was good. So that's over there. And then today I went and got Metro. Oh my God, this was a hard game to go and find. I swear to God, right? So I went to uni. I had 2 games with me to trade in. I thought, right, I'm going to go game, because normally I go to shop 2 because they send it early. I get it cheaper. But I thought, no, yes. I've got trade in. I've got good trade in, so I'll go and do that. So I went to uni. Kevin picked me up. Went to game in town, like the big city centre. Went in. And first I thought, because basically last weekend we were in London, and in the London game they were selling, the big hoodies, like the named hoodies with like Tomb Raider and Fallout and stuff. They were selling them in game for 3 for the price of 2, but the 2 I wanted were only £19 and £12 each. So I got 2 hoodies and a t-shirt for like £29, like proper zip up. Padded, like really nice looking ones that should have been like 40 quid, and they anyway. So I bought them, and then I brought them home, and then on Tuesday I went to Wednesday I went to the gym, and I thought, oh, what's this? Looked in the hood, and they'd left one of the tags in, the security tag, but you can't get out. So I took it to game, and I was like, oh, can you remove this? Like I gave him. He's like, oh no, we don't own anything to get that out. I was like, what now? You don't... I couldn't understand why they would do it at one shop and their alarms would go off, but they don't own the stuff to get it off. Blew my mind. Yeah. So I was already annoyed about that. And then I went, oh, can I have Metro? Can I have the one with the expansion pass, please? And he went, no. I can. And then I was like, all right. He goes, I can give you an Xbox one. And I went, no, like... Who? I don't want to play on Xbox. Like, it was like, because I gave him an Xbox game and a PlayStation game, it's like, oh, you can play what? I was like, no, I don't want to do that. And then he tried to upsell me. So he wanted me basically take credit, like PlayStation credit.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So he was trying to get me to buy credit and give him my games, but it is more expensive on the PlayStation. So I was like, no, because I want the art book and I want the poster and I want all the stuff that comes in the box. So he was just unhelpful, but I couldn't understand why a proper city place didn't have the game.
It did not explain why.
Today. No, but it's out today, and Kevin was like, oh, well, maybe they don't have it. I was like, but the thing is, I walked in and they have TV screens, and on the TV screen was the one I wanted. I was like, so why are they showing it on there, but they don't have any to give anybody? That's like...
but it's on Xbox. It's not the one you want.
This was PlayStation. It said like he had like the blue banner, and I was like, "That's fun." And I waited in there a while because there was a long line in there today. It was really busy, so I waited like 10 minutes. Kevin's stressing because like, "Oh, I need to go and get ready for VidCon." And I was like, "You tell him." So I left there, and because I don't understand, but for me, buying games is like when you go out and have a drink and you get like a buzz, or I don't know. To me, it's like that, and I felt so like down and upset that he didn't have it that I wanted to cry, and I don't even know why. I was just like, I got myself so excited, and then it's like no. So we went for lunch. We went to Hampton, and they had like 4 or 5, but Hampton's like out of the way. Not many people go there, but they had loads of them. I just couldn't understand why that would happen. But I got one, and then the problems of this game have not the problems of the game, but the problems with the stuff of the game. So I opened it up and I installed it. That took forever. And while it was installing, in my case, I have 2 codes. One is a dynamic theme. I will put it in, and that downloaded fine. I installed it, perfectly fine. And then I thought, I'll put my expansion pass in because it's there, and then the game will know. And every time I kept putting it in, it went, no, you've already used this code. And I was like, no, I haven't. And I kept putting it in, and it kept giving me the same mission. I was like, I haven't, like, I got the actual paper out, and I put it somewhere else and put the other one away, thinking, am I being thick and, like, looking at that code instead of that code? So I put it out, and I read it out to myself, and I looked at it. but it still wouldn't work. And I couldn't understand. I was like, if I just paid like an extra 20 quid and it's not going to work, I was stressing. I was looking on the internet. And then I finally got onto the Metro, the game website, went to support, and this is happening a lot for PlayStation owners. They don't know why, they don't know what's happening.
Was their advice, get it on Xbox?
But apparently they're going to resolve it by next week, so we just need to wait. So there's no expansion there's no expansion stuff out at the moment, so we're not missing anything. But the fact that we've got these codes that are not working, because every time I put it in, it says you've already downloaded this, and it was the dynamic theme, and so they've given you codes for themes that you've already got, and it just makes no sense why it would do that, but they know.
It's mixing it up because it's already on a disc or something, do you know what I mean?
Maybe, I don't know, but like this was happening while the game was installing, so I don't know, but they said it would be resolved next week, so I'm just going to have to keep an eye on Twitter. I put in the support ticket. I don't know if anything will come of that, but I will just wait. So I started Metro. What can I say about Metro? So the first part feels very different from what I'm used to. So you do start in the sewers, and you are in Moscow, and you acquire a mode of transport. Let's just say it is a train, because it's very... It
is a train. Because it is a train.
Because it runs on tracks.
So yeah, you acquire this vehicle, and basically you chuck it. Well, there's this big thing that happens, and you're chugging along, and you happen to break it down, and that's your map. So you have a map. That is your area of play for the next few hours. So I got to this map, and it says go over to a church. I went there, okay. Like, this map was quite chunky and had a lot of area, and I'm thinking, well, the way I thought the game would be, because the ordinary games is very linear, is I go from A to B, have a talk, go from A to B. This was go to the church. And all right, I'll go to the church, and I went there, and I did what I had to do there. Went back to my mode of transport, and it's like, you know what, now you've been there, go over there. All right. And basically what they're doing, they are giving you story, but they're not telling you exactly what you're doing. So you go over there, but as you're going over there, 3 other things like pop up, and no one tells you. It's very organically, you find things organically as you are searching, which I like. I like to just go out. I don't want to be signposted to every little thing. So like the latest thing I did was, there was this big aerial tower, and there were some bandits on it, and they were like being mean to a man in a cage. So I took them out because I'm a nice person. And the guy was like, "Oh, thanks. Oh, there's a building over there," because they can't use technology because they don't like it. But he goes, "I see you like technology. If you go over there, it might be something you need." All right. So I go over, and yes, there's a bit of puzzling because I couldn't understand what's happening. But after a while, I was like, oh, okay. So I went over there, did this, and now I have an awesome thing. And I like that. So I didn't know that he was going to do that. I just wanted to help him out. So that's cool. The things that's not cool about it is like most of this area is water. If you go into the water, a fish...
Drown.
No,
Okay.
You don't drown because he can swim. A fish, I swear to God, the size of a house, will eat you.
Really?
A whale, maybe? Or...
It's not, but it looks like... So you know how a fish looks? And do you know what I mean? So you've got a whale where you have like a certain look. This looks like a fish. You know the fish with the lantern thing on the front of its head?
Oh, yeah.
It kind of looks like one of them, but it's massive, and it eats my boat. So that was that. Like, again, I'm just picking things that I have seen in trailers. So that happens. All right, and now, like, I've just said, I'm going off to find something for somebody, and like from where I am to where it is water. I found a tiny, so it's like, like the width of a wall. This wall is crumbling and it's like 2 inches above the water, but I've just walked across this wall to get to where I need to be. And it worked because you're not touching the water, so the fish doesn't know you're there. So you can find ways of getting around. I didn't want to because there is other boats, but I didn't want to do that because they know where you are. If you go across this little tiny 2-inch wide wall that is going across the water, you're fine. And I went over, I was only going over there to go and pick something up, but as I got there, something else happened, and I was like, oh, well, this is what I'm supposed to be doing anyway. Excellent, but I didn't know I was going there because I had to go and talk to someone to tell me it was there. So I just kind of bypassed my way there. So that's kind of cool. So when you start the game, instead of being easy, normal, hard, and like extra hard, there's also a reader setting, which is basically you play the game, but nothing really hurts you, or you get enemies, but you get all the ammo in the world. It's basically just for the story. So yes, you're going to get enemies, but they're going to go down within one shot, like literally. I'm not playing on that because that wouldn't be for me. I'd get bored very easily. But I was like, Kevin, look, you could play this.
That's Kevin mode.
Yeah, Kevin mode. I was also going through the settings because I like to look at settings, and there is a setting for signing, and I think it's the game signs to you, like sign language.
Really?
I think so. It said sign subtitles, so I don't know what that means.
I mean, like subtitles for signage I don't know, like signs, like road signs and stuff like that. So it would, if you looked at it, it would give you. No, hang on a minute. No, that doesn't make sense because a sign is. Oh no, sign subtitles. Yes, because it's in Russian. So signs are Russian.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So you probably look at it and it'll give you a subtitle.
Ah, okay.
I'm assuming that's what it is.
Because I didn't turn it on because I didn't want. Is that sign language? I was like,
that'd be good if sign language. You know, a little animated man in the corner came on and started doing sign language like they do in the TV shows late at night.
Yeah,
that'd be great. That'd be great.
Funny. But I'll turn it on tomorrow and have a look and see what it does. If it does that, that's excellent, because you do see places and you're like, what's that saying now? Excuse me. Like, I have no idea because I don't speak Russian. So in this game, enemies drop nothing for you. If you throw a knife at it, you can get your knife back, but anything else, it never gives you anything. So, you have,
Metro.
It never gives you. But this time, you can craft. Before, you would just buy guns with bullets. This time, you can craft modularly, if you know what I mean. You can pick certain bits and change them out, which is cool. But you need the resources. And this now goes into, my Fallout, where I like to go and find stuff. And that's feeding that little itch that I have there, because in Fallout, that's all I do. I just go around and find stuff, and that is entertains me. And now I get to do it in this, and I'm extra happy. So, I have 600-700 of these things that you have to find, because I'm just going everywhere, looking at everything and finding everything, because that's what I do. But so you find the resources, and you have a backpack that has a workstation in it. Mm-hmm. So you can craft your air filters for your gas mask. You can do ammo. You can do med packs. You can do weapon upgrades with mods that you find, which is excellent, because back in the day, your air filters, you had to find them, and if you didn't find them, you die. There was no two ways about it, you would die. Yeah. And now yes, you do use your gas mask, but you're not using it as much as you did when you would go up to the surface, because half of the surface is fine now. You go up, and you can breathe, and it's excellent because you're not constantly worrying about, oh my god, that I can't breathe. But if you do get to a place where you need it, and you get attacked and your gas mask gets broken, like the glass smashes, you press a button, you can put a bit of tape on that to just seal it up while you're fighting, which is quite cool. So it hinders your view, like you got this big slab of tape, but you're alive.
Does the job.
Yeah, it does the job. So that's kind of cool, and I like the fact that you can do the module stuff, that you can upgrade stuff, that you can do this, and you can do find stuff, there's puzzles, there's side quests, there's main quests. So I'm in the first area. I believe there are 4. I'm in winter. It looks cold. It feels, well, not feels cold, but you know what I mean? It is. And there's just a lot of things doing. The things I don't understand is there are these orbs of electricity. I don't know what they do. They scare me more than the animals do.
Yeah,
I don't know what they are.
Yeah, I've seen a video of this, and they look kind of, from what I can gather, they seem kind of just things you want to avoid because they seem like indestructible.
Yeah, I did face one and try and shoot it a lot, and don't do that. Doesn't
just stay away.
End well. Yeah. So it gives you a choice whether you want to do missions during day or night. So obviously during the day, the bandits are more awake, obviously. So you take them on, but the beasts are far and few between. But if you go at night, the beasts are out and the humans are in. So it depends what you want to do. I would always opt for the day and go for the humans because I know I can take them out, like crawl up to them, bang them in the head, and they drop down. Whereas beasts are mostly in groups, and you're just wasting your ammo. If I'm being honest, because you can't sneak up to them because they always know where you are. Where humans are a bit thick in the game, so you can just go behind them and slit their throat and everything. So I'd always go for the day. At the moment, so what I remember from Metro before, there was always multiple ways to do stuff, and again, so you've got like a big area, there's enemies, stealth it up, and you can go up, down, sideways, around, you know what I mean? There's different ways to get at people, so that's all good. But I played it about 4 hours. It does save automatically. It does have a quick save, which I do like.
Yeah.
Stealth is always better, but sometimes it is fun just to shotgun people in the face. That's always a fun thing to do. And while I'm now sat here, Crackdown 3 has just installed, so I'm going to have a look at that because I don't want to play Metro.
I thought you were basically saying that's my...
No, I don't. Excuse me, I cannot hear you. One moment. I can't play Metro if I'm talking to you because I get so immersed in the game and I want to listen. So I want to listen to you, whereas Crackdown is just jumping around, I believe. That's how
I've not heard good things about Crackdown. I've heard it's supposed to be pretty average at best, and this game I was kind of all on for, and I was like, and then I was just heard things like, oh no, this is going to be bad then, isn't it? And then
I played not Metro, no I didn't. I played Crackdown 2 maybe, and I didn't understand what was going on, but Kevin was telling me it was one of his best games, and I was just like, why? It's quite boring, but I'll have a look, and it's free, so it's not free, it's $49 on the Xbox, but because Kev has that Game Pass, it's free. So people of the world, is it free or is it 10 hours free? I always
what's free? Anthem.
Crackdown free.
Crackdown is with Game Pass completely free. Free. Yeah, it's just all part of it. If you're in Game Pass, then yeah, it's just all in. You got it there. Yeah. Apparently that's the way you want to play it. Apparently, because it's not costing you anything to play it, so why not give it a go? Apparently, the campaign can be done in 6 hours. So
really,
yeah.
Oh, that's. I've seen a lot. I was watching someone play it, and there's lots of towers. Jumping on towers to get up to there and to make it blue. And I'm thinking, oh, that sounds like Far Cry. I haven't bought New Dawn because I watched someone play it and thought, oh God, no. I don't want to play this. I just don't want. I don't want anything to, like. I like Far Cry, and I just.
Yeah. See, I saw a video and I went the other way, and I bought it.
Really?
Well, I saw it, and it was 20 quid, and I thought, 20 quid's
that's not bad.
20 quid's not bad. That's half the price than they want for it on the Uplay store. So 20 quid's not bad, and I thought for that it's probably fine. I've got Far Cry 5 on the Xbox. I was like, could I buy it again on the PC? I was like, no, just I don't need to play it. Just play this newer one.
Yeah.
And I saw they've updated it with like they've put the number in, like the Borderlands stuff into it, haven't they?
Yeah,
the numbers come off them in the loot system. The guns and stuff are all different, like color coded loot and stuff.
Yeah, and I'll probably get it at some point, but I'm like, nah. Yeah, I know it's busy.
Just
time.
More of the same. Just more of the same.
Yeah, and I just haven't got time for that. Like,
yeah.
At the moment, I've looked out, and all I want is Division and Rage at the moment. Rage 2. I don't think there's anything else I want.
Yeah. But
like Kevin's getting Trials next week. I'll have a go on that.
Trials next week, is it? Oh, damn.
Yeah. Misheard that massively. I've been distracted by a Pokemon Go drama in my Pokemon Go drama. And all I heard was Kev's on trial next week. No. So they finally got him.
No, Trials. The motorbike game.
No, I know what you mean now.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Because I realise this is turning into an overly long talk about Kevin's exploits. Have you played anything new this week?
Oh, yeah. 2, right. So, I caved last weekend and bought Division 2, so I'll get in the beta.
I see.
I did the thing where I realised, I thought, if I don't buy it now, it's going to go up in price, and I'm going to be annoyed that I didn't buy it at the price it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, right, okay, fine. That's a way to justify it. I then installed it, booted it up, played for about 10. No, I don't know. I got to the White House. You do the opening bit where you run up to the White House, don't you?
Yep.
You get to your safe house type thing, and then it crashed.
Really?
It crashed. Yep, and it gave me a specific error code, and apparently it's some sort of rife thing with the beta, or it was, because apparently the beta's been a right nightmare. Apparently. I
was on it. I was playing with some random guy. I've never talked to him or anything. No problems until someone else met us, and then it kicked me, and I was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Can't bother now. But yeah, for about 4 hours, I had no issues. But yeah.
It's so after I tried getting back on, I got back in for about a second, kicked me again. Same error code. I was like, something not right here. So I left it for a bit, and then went back on it, and it was fine. It was fine. So I played. I did the first mission. I think whatever you do. No, you go from the White House into another safe house, don't you?
Yeah.
And then you go and do a mission where you've got to get some hostage. Some woman's child been taken hostage, haven't you? This is the first mission you do.
Yeah.
I did that. Then shot a lot of baddies and got some loot. All that. Just doing the Diablo thing where every time I finish an encounter, I go, okay, what gun did I get? Okay, pick that up, swap that out. Okay, I've got better knee pads now. I want to be grappling around. I want these green knee pads. Oh yeah, these gloves look good. Oh, nice, a better backpack. Yeah, get a better backpack. Just doing it, just constantly, just stopping after every fight and just checking all my gear up, just changing it all. It's just more of the Division, isn't it? It's just more of the Division.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought, this is alright, this Division. I forgot that I quite enjoyed the Division.
Yeah.
It felt good to shoot people, like, the mechanics didn't feel bad, didn't feel old, so I was like, it's just more of the same. And I got to that, I did that mission, went back to the safe house, and I come to the realisation, I'm going to have to do all this again when the game comes out.
Yeah.
So I just stopped playing it. So I just stopped. I was like, that's enough for me. That is enough. It's fine. You've got my money, Ubisoft. I don't need to do any more of this now, because, like I say, I just wanted to see what it was like, see what the deal was, and basically see what this PC could make it look like, and it looked pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did that last weekend. I've been playing on and off a game that came out a couple of weeks ago. I forgot to mention it last week. Called Wargroove. It's on the Switch. I think it's on a couple of other things, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've heard of it before. It's
I've heard people. I've heard rumbling.
Do either of you remember Advance Wars on the Game Boy Advance many years ago?
No.
Not really. I didn't really. My sister had an Advance. I was beyond handhelds at that
So
point.
Advance Wars was like a turn-based strategy game. And it was great. It was one of the best games on Game Boy Advance. And this game is very much taking on that sort of like style of gameplay. So it's turn-based, but it's not like Advance Wars was very much like modern combat type thing, like real like modern day combat. Whereas this is like medieval time combat, and it's all pixel art kind of characters. So you start off on a map, like a small like level, like just it's a top down sort of thing, and you have like a number of outposts, and you've got a path to go to each of them, and you can move around and in like a hex grid type thing, and you go around. You start off with each level. There's like a number of levels on like an overworld map, which is like so much similar to. I can't think of what it's similar to, like a Mario overworld map where you'd have like a level and you move across and you select that level and you go and do that one. It's like that. You have a number of levels in it, and so you start off. It opens the level up, and you've got to defeat this general, whatever it is, and then you set out your little troops, and I never. This game would never be on my radar.
Mm-hmm.
This type of game. Turn-based strategy. Turn-based is pretty much a no-no for me. Turn-based, no, get out. Don't want anything to do with turn-based. A strategy game where you are strategizing on a map, trying to just take command of bases and stuff. No chance. But this one is superb. This like I say, Advance Wars was the only thing that realistically messed with in that sort of genre, and the second I heard that this was out and it was similar to Advance Wars, I was like, yeah, okay, I'll give it a go. And it's superb. It's kind of cartoony, charming, and it's fun. It's a fun game. Like I said, it's not up my street at all. But I found myself just playing levels and going, oh god, I could lose myself in this quite easily. So I've kind of just been doing one level at a time. I'd finish a level, put it down for a bit, come back the next day, do a level. Come back again. But like I say, it's so you've like your Advance Wars had your guns and your planes and your boats and stuff like that, and all but this one's got like, because it's medieval, you got pikemen, swordsmen, archers. I think there's a wizard. At some point. I've not got to the wizards yet, but I think I've seen a video where there's like some sort of wizard fella. It's really cool. So you like I say, each level you've got to take out a general or whatever, or take out the base of that level, and you just go around taking each base individually, having a battle. And I just think it's a really good game. It's a really, really good game. What else have I played? There was a Nintendo Direct on Wednesday. I want to say Wednesday night.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. There's a few things on there I've played. The Yoshi's Crafted World. There's a demo out for that now.
Oh, is there? I saw that in game today. I'll have to have a look. It looked cool.
There's a free demo. There's a free demo out right now. It's damn good. It's a Yoshi game. Very much a Yoshi game with the cuteness of this craft style. They're like everything's cardboard and like cotton wool kind of like things, and it's nice. It's a nice little game. Not particularly taxing on like it's not a difficult game, but they never are really Yoshi games, are they? It's kind of nice, just game just to potter about in, get all the coins, get all the flowers or something like that. I think you collect something like that, and it just seems nice. It just seems like a nice game. I think it's the first level, but it's well worth a go.
Yeah, definitely. No.
The other thing I've played is Tetris 99.
This looks.
Have you heard of this?
It's the Battle Royale Tetris, isn't it?
Yes. Yes. It's cool. It's a cool game. You get it for free if you've got the Nintendo Online service.
No, I do not.
Which I do, and I thought I'll give it a go. And it's just like play Tetris, and it just you boot it up, and it just goes, okay, go, and it starts loading in, and then you have the Tetris grid in front of you, and then there's just so it's like the Tetris grid in the middle of the screen, and either side of the screen is just other Tetris games just loading up into the game, and it just goes go, and you start playing Tetris. You start playing Tetris, and then every day I think there's like a way of like just randomly attacking people or attacking people that are attacking you. There's like so you want to clear lines, like you want to do big damage to people. You don't really want to just do little odd lines like you do with Tetris. You just want to get the big Tetrises. And so you say, for example, you get someone's attacking you and select, okay, I'll defend it against you, and they get the upper hand on you, and they stick a big chunk of grey blocks at the bottom of it, so it just pushes your build up further and further up until you get to the top, and that's it, you're out.
Okay.
So every time it's Battle Tetris. Battle Tetris is a great game. So it's basically Battle Tetris, and it's insane. I think I've played like 4 or 5 games now. I think the best I've come is 20 seconds. It turns out I'm not really good at Tetris. It just gets insane. It just gets insane. I mean, you get to the top 50 and it speeds up. And I think if you get to the top 20, it speeds up again, something like that. And it's a really clever idea. I didn't see it coming, and it's superb, and it's free if you've got the online stuff. So give it a go. It's Tetris. I mean, it makes you realise how easy you have it when you're just playing regular Tetris, because you're just sorting about, rotate the block, just drop it a little bit. Okay, there you go in the slot, and then this one suddenly there's a pressure of, okay, there's suddenly pressure to get the lines and do well and defend yourself, and yeah, it's a new dimension to Tetris, and I've had so much Tetris recently with Tetris effects on the PSVR and what have you, and now this one, it's just, I like what they've done with Tetris. It's great. But yeah, other than that, that's about it. I mean, I've still got Fortnite, which I keep playing, and I didn't mention this last week actually. I think it wasn't last week, it was the week before. I don't know what I was doing, me and my buddy Rocco. We were playing, and I think we won 10 out of 12 games. And it was insane. It was insane how good we were playing. I mean, admittedly, I'm the one that gets carried, and he does all the heavy lifting, and I just chip in with what have you. But to win 10 out of 12 games was just bonkers, and I didn't tweet about it at the time because I just forgot. But
what game? Sorry,
this is Fortnite.
Okay.
Like I say, I don't know how we managed to win. I mean, it was like I think it was probably 7 in a row before. I think it was 7 in a row, something like that. And then we lost one, and then we won another 4, and then we lost one, and then we won another one after that. It was just bonkers, and I've not replicated that again since. I thought that night I was like, finally got there to where I'm competent at Fortnite, and I'm not just some numpty. But no, I've reverted back to it. So I mean, we still get wins, but nothing like the consistency that we got. I think the best we've had is like back-to-back wins since, but nothing like that. It's just bonkers. But yeah, other than that, that's your lot from me. Sheepdog.
Nice one. Yeah, sorry, just still dealing with this stupid drama.
What's the stupid drama?
No, it's so silly. In our town, we've had a Pokemon Go player who's basically, I don't know what they've done. It's something weird. One of the guys I play with has added like 5 gyms to the town, but now every single gym turns blue within 5 minutes of you putting anything in it, and it's completely suffocated the life out of the game, because it means that the blues can't get anywhere because no one's taking the gyms. the yellows and reds can't take gyms, so they're taking gyms off each other, but then they're falling blue. And I asked whether anyone knew this user, and then somebody else asked what the hell was going on in our town because the gyms have just been a nightmare. And this guy has responded saying he knows who it is, but he doesn't want to tell us because he doesn't want them being chased. And it's like, no one wants to abuse someone. It's a game. We're not going to like burn the house down. We literally want to say to them, ain't it in a bit, mate? Like, come on. There's like 50 people playing this game in our town and you're killing it. Just rein it in a little bit. That's literally the extent of it. But this guy has gone properly nuts. So I've just been reading it unfold and it's like, mate, calm down. We literally just want to, I was like, is it you? He's like, no, it's not me. And I'm like, if it was you, could you rein it in just a little bit? I've been trying to find out who it was for like 2 months. So I was a bit like, why have you decided to erupt tonight when I'm in the middle of a podcast? But anyway, I had the main games I played. So I say I went away at the weekend. I took my Switch with me because my mates don't have one and none of them have got one because non-gamery people don't really see Nintendo as they're the people who made the Wii 15, 20 years ago or whatever. I've done nothing really since. And one of my mates was like, bring it along, we could play Mario Kart. And I was thinking, yeah, we can. I was convinced they weren't going to be that fussed about it. I said I'd got Super Smash. I unlocked all the characters. I've got like only Mewtwo left to get, I think now. And, so I turned up and we set up and put it on, and I was sort of trying to remember whether they liked it when I had it on the GameCube back when I was like 18 at my flat, and they used to come around and we'd have like 4-player games of it and take it in turns. And I said to them, well, if you can bring controllers, we'll have a proper 7-player tournament. It'll be great. So we got it out, and my God, we must have spent like at least 6 or 7 hours of the weekend playing it from like Thursday through to Monday. We played the heck out of it. It was awesome. It was so good playing it. Obviously for the first few rounds, I was king of the game because I'd been playing it for months and I hadn't played it in over a decade. But, then natural skill and ability soon caught up with me. And then I was just another face in the crowd. It's such a hectic game. It just ebbed and flowed as and when. Same sort of story with Mario Kart. I made them all play without all the barriers and stuff on, and they were going off, but eventually they got the hang of it. And we got some proper good games going. We also played Mario Party. It's a proper 4-player co-op. And, it was fantastic. It was just so good. It was that, I was saying to Pab before the show that my mate got home, messaged me and said, I've just bought a Switch. So I literally, Nintendo can thank me because I've, basically made them a sale there and then. But I think one of my other mates was doing it. As if by magic, Niantic announced the Meltan boxes had a 3-day cooldown thing and a shiny in there, just as my mates were asking me to bring my Pokemon game so they could get the special box from it. And it meant that they got to have 2 out of me from the 4 days we were there. The non-players were a bit outraged that we'd basically dominated the empty parts by catching Pokemon on lures and stuff. But aside from those games, what I wanted to talk about was some of the ridiculously good board games that my mate Calvin brought along with him. Because I know that you and Kev collect them up and get them and talk about games and stuff sometimes, and because you've got older children folk in your house, you get to play better games than I would. I mean, the most intricate game we've played is Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle, and it's great, but it's not as in-depth as some of the ones I played with my friends. We played a rather basic game called Cockroach Poker, which is fantastic. You just have to tell the other you have to pass a card to someone and tell them what it is, and they've got like a stink bug, a cockroach or something on it, and you say like, this is a fly. And they have to look at you, try and read your face, decide if you're lying or telling the truth. If they can't tell, they're allowed to pick up the card, look at it, and then pass it to someone else. The idea of the game is to try and force someone to have 4 of a kind, and then they lose and everybody else wins. So I was really good at this for the first, 10 or so cards. And then I tried sliding a card to my friend and said, this is a toad or whatever. And he just looked at me and I just fell apart, and he knew instantly I was lying. So then I tried to pass another card to him, and he knew I was lying. I tried another one, and my friend was like, why do you passing cards to him. Just stop. He can clearly read your soul. Stop giving him cards. Just stop. So I just tried it on the person next to him. And I went from having a hand of 8 cards and being probably the winner of the game at that point to losing in consecutive hands because I just lost the ability to lie. It was like they figured me out all of a sudden and I was just ruined. But as a basic game, that was quite fun. I looked it up and it's like a 20-minute game for ages 8 and plus. It's quite a cheap game, but it was good fun. It was just that nice and simple. We played a couple of more complex ones. We played one called Not Alone, where you have to place there's like cards you set out and you have to pick a place you're going to be at. And there's like the jungle, the lair, the beach, the crash site, whatever. And the alien player has to try and predict where you're going to go. And different places you go have different abilities. So if you go to like the crash site or whatever it's called, you can get extra abilities. If you go to like the jungle, you can pick up another piece of like resource or whatever. And if you end up on the same card as the alien then takes a life off you. You've got 3 lives. You're trying to get to like your goal. They're trying to get to their goal. And it's like, as you go through the phases of the game, it gets harder. I tried being both an alien and a human in this and I was a terrible alien. I don't know. It might have been the alcohol. But I guess that everybody was, you basically have 5 cards and once you played it, it's out of your pack and they have to be played face up so you can see where everyone's been. And I basically went, I'm going to go to the beach. And then after I'd committed to the beach, I realized that every player around the table had already used their beach cards. And I was just basically giving them a complete free pass to the next place. And that was when I realized I'd probably had like 4 or 5 beers and I wasn't really in the right frame of mind to be playing. It was really good fun though when they had a competent alien because then we had to actually try and figure it out and everything. It was good fun, trying to overcome them with the other bits of the game, but that was an awesome game. We played a game called Subterra that was a cooperative game. You have to you're in a cave, you all start in the same cave piece and you have to decide whether to reveal what's in front of you or explore what's in front of you and move into the space. But sometimes the spaces can be gas that will suffocate you, a flood, a monster, a cave fall, but they don't happen straight away. So you could be standing on a flood piece and then you turn a card and it says cave in and the cave in happens, but you're not on a cave in, so you're safe. But then the next go, it could be a flood and then you lose a life and you've only got 3 lives. Each player has a different ability. So I was like a geologist in the first round, which just meant I could check the ground before I stood on it or some nonsense like that. Second go round, I was the diver, which meant that I could go between flood pieces and I wouldn't die in a flood and that kind of thing. This game was brutal because you could not win it. There was a plausible outcome where you could fail, and we failed both times. But it was a great fun game because you could decide to go off on your own and try and look out. And essentially, the exit to the cave was in the last 5 card pieces. So you just had to kind of survive long enough to get to the last 5 places. But if you ended up revealing a dead end or a monster so killed you first, then you wouldn't survive. Once you got down to it, if you ran out of hazards, because you could choose to stay still, but you'd still have to play hazard cards. And once you ran out of hazards, the cave would start, let's say, running out of air or something, and then you'd have to roll a dice every go just to stay alive. And if you rolled below a 4, you'd die. So it was just fascinating playing that because the first go we got literally 1 space from the exit and then all died. You have to have 4 people survive to get out of it. So that was such a fun game because we were so close both times and we failed miserably. That was Subterra. And then the game that I really, really, really wanted to talk about was Thanos Rising, which is the board game of Avengers Infinity. My mate turned our first run through into a drinking game. So, you basically, it worked really well. So you all got like a team leader, which is one of there's like 4 cards that were Avenger team leaders. And I think he got Thor because he wrote to the company and they sent him it. So they have a certain ability, but then like all the other characters are laid out in a circle with Thanos in the middle. And you have to roll a dice every go, and Thanos either turns left or right, or he uses the Infinity Gauntlet. So anyone he's facing gets hurt. Right. And they've all got a finite amount of life. So you have to try and rescue the Avengers that are in the circle around Thanos before he hurts them. but he's also got his are they called outliers or something like that? The basically the henchmen from the film, his crew. Yeah. One of his crew members heals all the other crew members. One like massacres the entirety of the board. One massacres like any heroes next to it, or any technicians next to it, or any magic people next to it. They've all got different abilities. You've got to try and defeat Thanos either before he kills 10 Avengers or before he completes the Infinity Gauntlet. And so when you roll 2 dice, one dice is which stone he is powering up. Right. So if he powers up a stone 5 times, he gets that stone. So my mate had assigned 1 colour bottle of alcohol to each stone. So we had yellow vodka, we had this orange liqueur, we had wickedy blue for the blue one, we had red wine, and then my other mate had decided if Thanos won, he had this fire water that he'd coloured black, and we all had to drink a shot of that. So we played the first game, and I genuinely simple. And unfortunately, Thanos basically wiped out our 10 Avengers. We'd only done about 3 shots, and he'd wiped out our 10 Avengers that we had to try and save. So we had to do the black shot. We'd done some of the vodka and that. So then we said, we'll start again. We're not drunk. We'll start again. He completely annihilated us again, and we were like, maybe we're too drunk now. Maybe too many shots. Let's play it in the morning. So we played it in the morning without alcohol. We managed to kill like 4 of the henchmen. But it's quite good because you have your goes by rolling different coloured dice. So like if you've got like Black Panther, then all of your kind of base abilities are like blue dice, which are technical. And to unlock a character like the Hulk, for example, you need to roll like 7 physical attack dice, which are the red ones. So Black Panther really can't unlock the Hulk. You kind of need Captain America for that one because his dice are red and he has more chances of rolling the attack. But you might find that Black Panther gets extra abilities if he has a red character in his team. So it's kind of, you got all these kind of gambles in what you should do. But you've also, you might want to roll an attack, a tech, and a magic eye or something like that. But that could unlock damaging one of the villains, or it could get you a character. So you're kind of like, do I kill the henchman, or do I try and unlock, like, I don't know, Doctor Strange or whatever? So we kept trying to weigh this up, and other characters dice or give you an ability that you don't have or heal you. Really complex and interweaving, but we literally failed it again and again and again. Thanos beat us every which way. My mate reckons he's played it once and won it in the however many times he's played it, which shows how hard Infinity War is for the Avengers. Almost like Thanos is quite an unbeatable villain, but it was just such a perfectly brilliant game. I absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. It's only 35 quid, the board game as well, so I'm kind of like, that's almost worth getting. Other than you lot at a convention, I don't know when I'd play a game like this. I kind of wish there was a video game version of it because it was just so fun. I recommend trying it with drinking if you personally, the listener, if you think you can win it, but we failed so badly. So yeah, it was probably not the best idea. Thanos Rising, that was called, for anyone who forgot when I started talking. It got me well into all of this stuff. My mate Calvin is really into it. He plays lots of different board games and stuff. We had a lot of controversies. One guy had said this. He said this card is a lie. Well, I thought he said fly. Everyone else around the table thought he said lie. He then jokingly, because there was such a long pause, went, "Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it's a frog." And then the guy was like, "It's a frog," turned it over. And then they had a massive falling out about whether he'd said it was a fly or a frog. And I did not know how to help because I said I heard fly and everybody else disagreed. So that was a big carnage. The same guy didn't do his black shot. And then when we tried to tell him he'd not done it, he announced, "I did not drink that shot," to the room. We were like, "Yeah, we know." And he'd mixed up what he was saying. So it was all a bit like, there was a few moments where it got a bit heated, but it was great fun otherwise. We had a really good time with it.
Mate sounds mardy.
He'd had a couple, and he had done, which is probably why he was so unhappy. It just, as I say, it's like 7 blokes in a room. This is like deep end of the weekend. So it was like, I think he had just been playing these games so long. He'd just, been caught out twice, bless him. But no, it was great fun. It gave us lots of ammo to rib him with later on. I still rib him now. We've been ribbing him all week about it. But no, they were great games. I've had a lot of group games. I'm kind of wishing I could think of more games I could take on the Switch next time that would work in that kind of environment other than Party and Kart and Smash. Is there anything new coming out that I could get for next year's?
Oh, now you're asking something. For multiplayer like that, nothing off the top of my head. Nothing. No. It's nothing like, like you Smash, your Kart and Party. There's nothing really of that ilk coming. There probably is now, and I just can't think of it, but there's nothing to my knowledge right now.
No, fair enough. Other people tweet me and let me know.
Yeah.
Do we have any more to cover off? I've kind of waffled a lot about board games there. Any other bits that we have played or anything that you want to announce or say?
No,
I'm playing Crackdown.
Okay, you're trying it.
More of what I remember playing 2. I was just jumping around collecting orbs. It's cell shaded, the characters.
Yeah.
I believe you can play multiple characters. So
I think so.
I think there's like 8 to choose from. That guy is
yeah,
there.
but one of them's Terry Crews. See, that's the one you're going to pick every time.
Oh no, I've picked a lady.
What?
I didn't want to pick what everyone else picked.
Terry Crews. Terry Crews.
Yeah. He's just the guy. I wanted to be a redhead. And I don't know. It
just seems like the old one. That's what I heard. I heard a lot of people say, just play Crackdown 1. It's not as good, and for what enjoyment you get out of it, you might as well play the first one. And they were giving it away recently.
It's like Borderlands, but a bit flashier. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a bit just average and very repetitive.
Yeah, I'm just jumping a lot and.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
That sounds like Crackdown.
If you've got Game Pass, have a go.
Exactly. If you've got a Game Pass, why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah.
I considered I've got a trial for Game Pass and I considered doing it, and I was like, no, I'm not even going to bother. I'm not even going to bother signing up and doing the trial thing because I'll forget about it and end up on it. Which is another thing I can mention now, just while you're talking. I thought I cancelled this, but apparently I'm still part of our Origin Access.
Oh, are you?
I thought I'd cancelled that, yeah. So I've got access to Anthem now and I didn't know about it.
Is Anthem out today then?
No, it comes out next week, but you get a week early if you're Origin Access. You got a 10-hour trial.
Okay.
I don't know. I thought I'd cancelled this, and I'm going to look into it because I should have cancelled it a while back. But apparently,
they do get you that way, don't they?
But the problem is now it's a separate. I've already pre-installed it today because I got a free copy of it with my graphics card.
Okay.
And the trial version is a separate installer, separate thing on my games list on Origin. So now I'm like, does that save carry over? Because I'm not doing it again next week when the full game comes out. Does it just merge into that? What's going to happen? I might just have a quick look at it, like play an hour maybe, or if that, and just see if it carries over. And then I've not lost. You know what I mean? I'm not playing a full 10-hour trial and then losing it because I'd be so annoyed.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd be so annoyed. I mean, it didn't cost me anything, this one, so I'm not overly bothered. But yeah, that's out next week.
Excellent. I will not be buying it. The guy in game, like, oh, do you know Anthem's out next week? Yeah. Oh, you can get £10 off. I went, yeah, I know. And then he was like, oh, if you finish Metro by the 1st of March, you can bring it back in and practically get Anthem free. I was like, I've just bought one with the expansion.
Yeah.
Why would I bring it in 1st of March? Makes no sense, but like,
because there's no expansion pass there, and you've just got two themes apparently.
I hope not, because it's so annoying. Oh my lord! But I felt so silly. Like, I was like, "What? Working?" I don't know. Only to me. It only happens in this game, but I wanted it so bad. I forgive it. It's good though.
Oh,
but now I can't shoot.
Are you still there? Yeah, we're really quiet then. I couldn't.
Yeah, I think we're all done.
It's just you can't shoot. Right. Well, I don't know what else we need to cover off other than, did you know you can find us on Twitter at MGUK Podcast, or I am at RB6K.
I'm at Miss Lelusion.
And I'm at Pab1986.
And I think that is everything we need to do, other than reminding you to come to MGPX, and you want it to actually happen, then you need to go on Indiegogo and
I think
buy a ticket.
Is Lelujo.fm/
I mean, it's on Twitter, or you just go on there and type it.
It's on Indiegogo.
The link's everywhere.
Kev's got a link, a URL to it. I think it's Lelujo.fm/.
This is a podcast, Pab. I'm not going to read out a URL.
I just did.
Well, I spoke over it, so do it again.
Be nice.
I'll edit. Actually, he doesn't realise I'm editing it, so I'll just mute him.
How do you do that kind of wizardry?
I don't. I'm just bluffing. But could do.
Okay. No, I don't think you can, because if you had those kind of skills, we'd have noticed them. Anyway, come on, buy tickets. You don't have to buy the Drink With Me one. You can have a drink with me anyway. I'll sit there and talk to you. Just put a quid in.
Tell them that.
No, I will tell them that. I just want them to chuck a pound in. If we get hundreds of people chuck a pound in, we'll be sorted, mate.
Okay.
That's what we need. We just need 500 people to stick a quid in.
Jobs. 500 people put 25 quid in.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone put $1,000 in. That's what you do, all of you.
Yeah.
Other than that, no. I think we're done. So do all that stuff we said. Buy the ticket. Catch us on Twitter, and we'll see you next week.
Did we say bye? Is that what?
I did.
No. We're saying bye now, right?
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Oh my god!
I was shooting something, and I was trying to listen what it was.
Kev does less wrapping up than this, and you all just do it. I literally do all the stuff we said and have a good week.
I
See you next
thought
week.
Pab had just stopped recording.
See you next week, guys.
Bye.